It's your girl Tart.
I'm Diamond.
And I'm Kee.
And you are listening to Clownin with My Cousins podcast, where we have candid conversations on relationships, culture, and so much more.
You know, the kind of conversations you have with your favorite cousin.
So get ready to clown with my cousins.
Okay, today's episode. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the difference between girlfriend privileges and wife privileges.
Are we talking about privileges as far as the things that you receive the things that you should receive as a girlfriend and as a wife, or the duties?
The duties.
Yes.
The duties. Now listen.
Okay, good.
We're talking about the duties.
You don't give a fuck about what we receive because we deserve the world.
Hello. But I know y'all heard about the whole Ari and Moneybag Yo.
No.
When Ari bought him 28
the land.
Yes, 28 acres. They're not married.
That's his girlfriend.
As his girlfriend, she bought him 28 acres of land.
Didn't he just get her a car or something?
He did. But
28 acres?
Yeah, 28 acres. But you know, when usually they get the cars, when they break up or whatever, they take the cars back. Just like Sweetie and Quavo. Remember, he took the car back. Who else? It's a whole bunch of them.
Okay, so first rule first, bitch, make sure you get the car in your name and your name only, period.
Pink slip. That means it's already paid off and in your name.
Period.
Yeah. So, I'm hoping that Ari was smart, and when she gifted this land, that bitch put her name on it.
She didn't. It's only in his name. Because she showed a picture. She showed a picture of the deed, and it only had his name on it.
I mean,
I believe in real love. I mean, I don't believe that. Okay. I don't believe that we have to be married to be able to do things like that. If it's given from my heart, it's given from my heart. That's on me.
All right, Sleeping Beauty. So listen.
But what if you're not in a position as far as you have that yourself? So you'll do that for your boyfriend,
and you don't
not have it for myself. I wouldn't do that. But one thing about it is, I'm
not doing it. I don't care.
I stick to that phrase. You know, don't land anything out or don't do anything beyond your means. And so if you have it and you have it and you can survive to lose it, then why not? But I'm not going to go and get you some damn land, and I ain't got no land myself. Now that's
exactly.
dumb.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I need to find some bitches like you. I don't even date bitches.
I
need a bitch with some money who got a mind frame like Kee Kee, because
I'm the same way though.
I'm gonna tell you,
we gotta have a vibe. You know, if I love you,
if I gotta have a ring. I gotta have a piece of
what
paper.
Does that ring say to you? Because at the end of the day, that nigga can still come up to you and be like, bitch, bye, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's time for divorce. We're gonna go our separate ways.
So let me tell you this. You sitting up here, what does that ring or what does that paper mean? I'm gonna tell you exactly what it means. Ain't no man gonna go out and buy himself a car that he don't sign no paper on. He ain't gonna go buy no house that he ain't got his name on. That land that Ari put in that motherfucker's name, guess what? It's got his name on it.
And
so, bitch, if you want me,
if I was with that nigga, then of course we wouldn't even get to that route.
Not only that,
all niggas.
The ring means if you die, I'm not fighting your mama, your cousin, your sister for nothing. That
your baby mama, your baby daddy, your nothing.
That means what is yours is mine.
So
ours.
This is the reason why I say when I give you something and I went and I put your name on it, I could afford to lose it. It's not something that I wanted back. I don't give a fuck if you were here or not.
But it's not, to me, it's not even the simple fact of affording to lose it, because why would I put a big investment like that into you, even if I have it into myself, and not still have a part of that investment?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have twin land.
So I could period. So for me, if I can go get myself some and I turn around and say, oh yeah, I want to get you some too, even that one that's yours, because by no means necessary, because at this point, if I'm saying, if my mind frame is already, it's us against the world, then bitch, mine is gonna go on yours too, and yours is gonna go on mine.
Yeah, but did you give in pure intentions or not? Because I don't hear it. Besides, I gave you this, but I don't put my name on it.
I live in the real world, and the real world has shown me that motherfuckers don't give a fuck about pure intentions. There is no pure intentions. You can give your heart to somebody and they will crumble that bitch up just because you believe that they have pure intentions. Just because your intentions are pure don't mean somebody else's is. And you can't just go off of what they say because people's actions and their words are two separate things.
Understood. This is the reason why if I am giving out something to someone, then
that you what?
that I know
you believe deep down in your soul. That's yours.
That I've thought throughout my soul that this was okay for me.
Yeah. Because you can't read their mind and your soul ain't their soul at the end of the day.
That's true.
So you make sure. For me,
but all I hear is still a negative mind frame.
It's not a negative mind frame. To me, it's more of a
security. I'm gonna secure your land. If something happens to you, I can get it back.
So maybe my mind frame says, if you don't do it for me, I'm not doing it for you.
Yeah,
right. So if my nigga went out and bought me 28 acres and he put that bitch solely in my name, guess what? I don't have a problem with going out buying you some acres.
Exactly.
Because you started it. I always continue to say, lead by a motherfucking example. And if you want me to be the woman role, don't expect me to go out and do big.
So you're only doing shit
by buying land.
I didn't say I wasn't gonna take a look and make sure that man was doing for me, but at the end of the day, it's not just because.
So he bought her a car. So then she turned around and bought him 28 acres.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even average out.
Why would you be wanting something to average out?
Depending on the land, the value of the land, it probably is, because if she paid 200
millions on that land.
And your point is what though? I still don't understand your point.
Or was it only $100,000, $200,000?
Oh, was it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because you can buy land here. You can buy
bitch, it wasn't
40 acres.
We're talking about in retirement land, okay? They living out there in Black Hollywood, Atlanta.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So how much is their land valued at? Because it's not expensive. It's not expensive like California. It's not expensive like DC. It's not as expensive as you think it is. So depending on the value, if it was between $100,000 to $300,000.
Okay,
it could be the same because the car.
So then of a car. Okay, then I can understand that. So my brain says of the same value. What you want.
So what you're saying is you're not gonna do anything above the means that man has done for you in a financial view. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship are you having?
I'm not having that type of relationship unless I'm married. Just like Meg the Stallion and what's his name?
And I'm only doing it if I'm married. I'm not doing it on some girlfriend boyfriend
like
shit
and stuff like that. I'll do that. But as far as
land and assets
stuff,
and all that, I'm not doing that.
I need your last name.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. For sure. I know you like, what kind of relationship? The kind where I'm protecting my assets.
There you go. Protect them assets, girl.
Them not your assets.
They are.
You gave them
with that last name. To give them away.
With that last name, they mine.
I can gift it to you with the last name because if shit go kapoom pow poom, bitch, they are.
So assets. Did you give this land to him or you gave this land to y'all?
I gave it to him, but when him stop thinking about us, then it's hard to give.
So you an Indian giver.
Not an Indian giver, bitch. I'm protecting my assets.
All right. Those are not your assets.
They are mine.
Them as a gift.
Yes, they are. They are mine because when they become, if some shit pop off, guess what? It goes towards my what is it called? Net worth. Mm-hmm. It adds to your net worth.
So you gave a gift that you couldn't afford to lose, basically.
No,
at the very end.
I can technically afford to lose it, but why would I?
Exactly.
When net worth runs the world, when assets run the world, bitch.
All I hear is money runs the world.
Yeah, and if you don't wake the fuck up, bitch, you're gonna be left the fuck behind.
I'm not worried about it.
Because let me tell you something.
My blessings come from a higher power.
What that shirt say last night?
Which one?
The money will never equal.
Say it again. What is
it? The money will never equal the amount of love.
Period. And I believe
that's the amount of money will never equal the love.
That's
right. I agree with that.
No, you don't.
I do agree with that. The amount of money will not equal love.
Protecting your assets.
Yes.
I know that we need money for the money in order to live. I got that part.
Prime example of the money will not equal the amount of love. Okay, you love this man wholeheartedly with all your heart. Okay, and this man love you. Right?
I have standards before you go too far. I have requirements.
And your love, your unconditional love, okay, has cost you a pretty penny because you love him. You love this man with your whole soul. You went and bought this man that 55 bedroom, 55 bath mansion in Texas that's millions of dollars that don't nobody want. Kay, you went and bought it. Here you go, baby, on all them acres. And he say, I love you. You say, I love you too. Let me tell you something about love. Love changes. Okay? Love changes because we are all human. And our needs change, which means the way that we love changes. So now you bought that because love conquers all. And then what happens is this motherfucker stop loving your ass. And guess what? Now your money and your love that you weighed so heavily on your love being the biggest factor. Now y'all ain't together no more. He done moved his new love in the motherfucker that you got him. While you out here in your 3-4 bedroom, which is not a problem. But the issue is that, bitch, when I think to myself, and maybe it's just me, I admit to being a Sour Patch Kid. It is what the fuck it is. But I'm going to protect my assets, and I'm only doing it with a ring. I'm not doing that. Because once if we have to split, guess what? We understood the assignment. Okay. Which was love did not conquer all.
So listen, let me the only reason why love changes, so you say, is because people don't really know what love is, because they see love as a feeling. They when they love someone,
they don't understand the struggle that comes with it.
They view it as a feeling when love is not a feeling. God is love. So you're supposed to be unconditional no matter what. You're supposed, if you love someone, it's supposed to be unconditionally.
But the way that we are, because we are human, we love under conditions. What you can do for me, how you make me feel, what I view you as. And again, as we change and evolve, so does our definition of love. Yes?
Not mine, but I get it.
I mean, that's because you have evolved to a point where you understand that God is love.
Yeah.
Everybody don't understand that concept.
Yeah. But that makes you harder. That makes it harder for you to love like everybody else love.
Yes, but and the reason why I say that is because I feel the same way about happiness. I feel like someone can't bring you happiness. Happiness is something that you have within.
Correct.
So I have evolved to that level. Like, there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do to make you happy, because happiness is something that's within, and you have to find that for yourself. Mm-hmm. So that the outlook that you have on love is the same outlook I have on happiness. I haven't made it to that point of love yet, because there's still I love myself unconditionally, and I understand that, and I understand that God is love, and that the main thing that He teaches us is love thy neighbor as thyself, right? So I understand that concept, but trying to love someone as I love myself,
it's the action that's hard.
It's the action that's hard.
You're right, acting it out. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that you understand that when I'm in love with someone, I'm not in love with someone more than they are in love with me. If
so
that makes any sense.
Yes?
It's what?
So then it's still conditional. So just like you said to me, oh, you're not going to give somebody unless they give you on that same level.
No.
So what you just said to me is I'm not going to love someone
what you tried to make it seem as if I would just be out here like, oh, I'm so in love with him. Hey, you get a brand new land. No,
exactly.
Bitch.
No,
I'm with you. You have certain to love things me I have more. To know.
Well, I didn't make it seem like that. I know you better than that. I know you better than
Understood.
That. I didn't make it seem like that. What I was saying was, what you basically had said to me was,
I love this man. I'm going to give him some land. I ain't going to put my name on it. That's what you heard.
That's what you said.
Because that's what you heard.
That's what you said. Because I said, and he loves you at that moment. I said, but love changes. I didn't doubt that he loved you or didn't love you more at that very moment. But love changes. But once you give the gift, once the love changes, you can't come back and be like, well, your love changed. Give me back my house.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. Like so you're saying I'm gonna put my name on it, so I have to come back and tell you that I gave you this and that. You made a whole example of I bought him this house or whatever the case is, and now him
those are the
and his ex or his new boo is in the house. You ready to burn the fucking house down? You didn't get out of purity.
I'm not ready to burn the house down. Y'all can live in the house, because at this point I know my name is on the house, so it's still considered an asset for me. Period. I don't give a fuck what you do with the house. My name is still on here, which adds worth to me. I don't care what you're doing with this house. So you didn't
give him a house?
I did.
All right.
I did. It's still in his name as well. You can make changes to this house how you want to.
But you can't sell this bitch because my name is on it.
Period.
Because I gotta get some of that money because it's an asset.
Because I get half.
Period. Protect your assets.
All I hear is, again,
if you don't think niggas is out here protecting their assets, you are dumb.
I believe that they are, but this is the whole reason why I'm single.
Of course they are, because they're taking the cars back when they break up.
Exactly. This is why I am still single. Like, there's certain shit that I can do.
Forever because people aren't. Okay, so I don't want to say people aren't.
Because this generation
I believe that there are people who
have
are
lost their goddamn minds.
But the issue is that people have done it for so long. At this point, either they gift you with the shit and they feel like, oh, okay, this shit is in your name, so that at this point,
because people are so used to people being dirty at this point that they are willing to. So it's not that I don't understand the point. I get it. Mm-hmm. And in certain situations, I can't say that I'm not you and want to protect my assets, but I don't want that type of love. We talking about a relationship that we want. What I want is purity in my relationship. I want communication. I want to know that vibe is togetherness. Yes. And if we disappear or we disconnect and we go our separate ways, whatever I've given to you, whatever you've given to me, I want to know that our love was strong enough that we can walk away with what the fuck you said was mine is mine.
Okay, Helen.
Who the fuck is Helen?
I can do bad all by myself.
Look, when you find that person, make sure he got a brother or a cousin or an uncle or
this
daddy.
Is the goal.
Listen,
but the man that loves me will not allow me to financially struggle anyway.
But I don't want anybody to think that I don't. I want the same thing for a man. So for me, right, I enjoy expensive gifts. But if you as a man want to purchase me a huge expensive gift, I will gladly appreciate it.
I'm not going to decline.
But I will tell you also as a man, protect your assets. Even when it comes to me, put your name on stat number, because at the end of the day, we all going for the same thing, which is generational wealth. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, protect your assets as well when it comes to me, because real love to me, outside of, oh yeah, I love you and it's a vibe, understands that we both understand what assets are and that we both understand that we have to protect them. That's a form of communication.
I want to be able to have a conversation when we are talking about being in relationships and the duties and this and that at one point we'll be able to take the financial portion out of relationship and go with just that, because it seems like that's like the top priority on our list is financial. I'm not trying to live under a rock. But I don't want to live under a rock, but I still work and I still do what I need to do. And the man who loves me does that too. But we're not. Why do we have to have?
Anybody will tell you when it comes to relationships, no matter how much money that you have, you will never be able to take the financial aspect out of it, because finances come with relationships.
I didn't say that we have to take it completely out. I'm talking about in the midst of having a conversation about relationships. Of course, I'm aware that real life, we need fucking financial assets. We need this, we need that, we need financial wealth to live. But when we are speaking about just relationship only, that's the first thing that we talk about. What are we in the relationship to be loving on somebody, or are we in the relationship to figure out what financial gain and what wealth where the fuck did you come from?
But that's not the first thing that I talk about in a relationship.
No, but
because when I first get into a relationship, I don't give a fuck about your finances because I have my own.
Exactly. If you get serious, you have to have that conversation.
You have to. Because it is a conversation. It is an inevitable conversation that you have to have.
It is. It really is, because you could be going into debt, being with somebody that's already deep in debt. Like you said, you have to protect your assets. So you have to see as far as how they are financially to make sure that you're not
spending, budgeting, saving, all of it. You have to go through that, because if not, what could potentially happen is you could find yourself down a road where at this point you Bigfooter. Meaning every time there's some shit pop off, this motherfucker he big spender, you big footer. You footing that bill that he out here spending because you didn't have that conversation.
No, we had that conversation. No. How? What you're talking about?
Under your umbrella of how did it happen?
That the conversation never happened. It happens, but I'm stating when we are speaking, it is always on a financial this, financial that in the beginning of the conversation. I'm not stating that those conversations don't have to be had. They have to be had. Yes.
I agree.
And furthermore, I've never been attracted to anyone who can't hold their fucking own without me.
I understand that as well.
I'm not worried about attracting that nigga anyway.
I also understand that finances aren't, they play a role. And I do believe that they play a major role in your relationship, but I don't believe that they play the biggest role in your relationship.
Okay, so let's get off of financial. Since you said financial, I got another question.
Okay, let's do it.
I read this book, right? Well, I read a little bit of it, just the beginning. I decided not to go into it.
All right.
But in the beginning, it was speaking of cooking for your man as far as being a girlfriend and being a wife. Mm-hmm. And in the book, she gave 3 recipes to cook as a girlfriend. Because she didn't believe that you should be cooking full course meals all the time for a boyfriend.
Correct.
So the recipes were cereal.
Girl.
Okay. All right.
Fired as a girlfriend if I was your nigga.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Okay. Because I can make some bomb chili dogs.
And noodles.
That's it?
That's it.
As a girlfriend.
As a girlfriend.
No. This is how I look as a girlfriend. I feel like as a girlfriend, when I get ready to cook, I cook for both of us. Whatever it is that I'm cooking, I will cook for both of us. And when I am single, we're just dating. I don't cook when I don't want to cook. Mm-hmm. You can be like, I'm hungry and I won't fucking move. And so as a girlfriend in the girlfriend stage, I'm gonna cook for you whenever I want to cook for you.
So as when you're cooking,
wife,
you're gonna
there
might
be sometimes that I don't want to cook, but you know what? You my baby. I'm gonna cook for you.
Oh, as a wife, shut up. You gonna eat.
But real. I'm not going to put no limitations on some shit because I'm not gonna eat them hot dogs and cereals and goddamn noodles.
I agree with y'all wholeheartedly because I think that's what we grew up in seeing. But at the same time, we also seen this coming from wives, right?
Correct.
So we already have that mentality of wife in our mind because that's what we grew up on.
Oh, right.
But I also think that mentality for us sometimes
fucks us up
because that's what we know.
Because we're giving the fucking milk for free for the cow.
That to me about what you read in that book, hell, that ain't a badass idea.
Yeah, I agree. When I was reading it,
think about
how do you prove that you are wifey material after being a girlfriend for cereal and noodles?
In the book, she said cooking should be like a reward. Yes. Like as far as, it's your birthday, let me cook for you.
Yes.
It shouldn't be a constant thing.
It shouldn't be
some I'm hungry, what are you cooking type shit. I agree.
Exactly. Because
that's what she was saying.
I'm not your fucking wife. We're just dating.
So that's what she was saying. She was like, it should be on a reward type thing.
But I also believe that we fucked up when it came to being girlfriends when we started shacking the fuck up and not having our own separate places when we date. Because then it's like buying the milk without the cow, right?
Correct.
So I get everything from you, and I know that at this point, you being the woman that you are,
and I can wait a long time.
Exactly, you taking care of the home. I know that you're gonna measure out how much washing powder gonna go in there. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you know that at some point, with us sharing it here, we either you're gonna try to save me money as my girlfriend or whatever the case is. I think that at this point, as a girlfriend, we look too much out for the men like that. Who are prospective husbands that we view as prospective husbands and don't settle in on the now on girl, do this shit for you. Have your own shit, bitch. Because at this point, again, if you don't feel like cooking, bitch, you can go home. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to come to somebody and be like, hey, we need some groceries. But you know what you need because you living at your house.
Yeah. I know somebody that actually they got engaged, had a whole wedding and everything, and still are not married.
Mm-hmm. Period. I mean,
there's no way.
When you said shacking, though, what are you
shacking? Living together.
I understand what shacking is. I know what it means. Yes, but if you're dating for a while, you're saying that you're not. So we should not move in until we decide to get married. Is that what you're saying?
So.
Like never shacking.
Yeah. So I want to tell you, back in the day. So happening. when I listen to older women talk, right? Back in the day. Right, they would date, but these women would stay at home with their families. Now, again, families are built different these days, so evolution. But these women would stay at home, and when these men wanted to court them, sleep with them, whatever the case is, they had to pick them up from their parents' house, and either they had to go get a room to spend some time, or if this man had their own house and you go spend the night. But guess what? You always had your own shit somewhere else. And when I say your own, of course, at that point, it was your parents because your daddy at this point was like, until this man can prove to me that he can take care of you as I have or better,
right,
then I won't give you away, right? So then for us, we are the youth of freedom until we get the fuck out here. We be like, what the fuck is happening, right? So then here we are, we shack up, and when we shack up, people we tend to non-verbally put things on one another. For instance, as my man, I then put on you because we're living together. If the sink break, I'm looking at you like you're supposed to be fixing the sink. When technically, we ain't never had that conversation of, you know what I'm saying? Or you looking at me like, well, you should be in there cooking dinner because technically, when he was staying at home with his mama, that's what she did. I'm not your mama, and you're not my daddy. So I think that we put those what are they called? Expectations on each other. And it's not right. And I think that it fucks us up in the long run because it causes the majority of problems that where you can't sit down and have simple conversations. So I do believe that when you are engaged, to me that's still dating because you ain't signed no papers. It is a step up, right? So I believe there's courting, there's monogamous dating, and then there's dating like, oh, I'm your fiance, and then I believe there's marriage, right? So. Okay.
Engagement dating.
Period. Because things do change mentally for each other when you get engaged. Because at this point now I'm preparing to be
engagement dating. You're gonna cook those meals, right?
So I'm gonna cook a little bit more.
In engagement dating, like you said, I think that will be when we decide to
possibly
move in to see
how we live day to day.
Marriage is the rest of your life, so I think you have
to move in.
Yes, you see at least 6 months, at least to see how it's gonna be.
You have
because it may not be for you.
It may not be for you.
It may not be
that
strong.
Nigga might have his whole drawers on the floor every fucking day.
And miss the basket.
And you might not be the one to pick them up. I can pick up some underwear, but it might be worse. You know what I'm saying? He might be doing. He might not be as clean as you think he is.
That's the
hygiene.
I also want everybody on the podcast to understand that we not these bougie girls who ain't did this. At this point, we've all shacked. We've all done. At this point, our eyes are
these are open. Lessons learned. Yeah,
right. So we've all picked up draws. I don't give a fuck where. Period. We've all done wifely duties as a girlfriend.
Correct. Lessons learned. Like I said, we've done this.
I also believe that, like you said, it should be some time, and everybody's time is going to be different. But we need
an agreement on the time.
Yes.
So because when that date is set, then we can move
days
in.
Of our lives.
Right. We gonna set this date. We getting married, and we can move in together and see how it goes, and cancel it if it don't work out.
Exactly. Which I think a year lease will do it because I believe in a year lease you can see everybody through their 4 seasons.
Exactly. I think a year would be best. Some people, 6 months.
Because this man that you dating, that you courting with, if you ain't never moved in with him and you move in for 6 months and then you fuck around and get married at that 6 months and then on month 8 this nigga strike you looking like where the fuck this come from? Well, bitch, it wasn't his season yet.
It was winter season.
That nigga get angry in the summer. He don't like the heat, bitch.
He don't like to play in the winter.
That nigga like watermelon. You brought home cantaloupe, bitch. You got beat the fuck up. So I just be careful.
For sure, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I believe that for especially I can only speak for us because I know that we're the closest, right? Mm-hmm. As far as in our family, and what we seen for the majority of the time was marriage. So when we see the debates online like, oh, does a wife fix the man's plate before she fixes her kid's plate, right? And when we read it, we're like, hell no, she makes sure her kids are straight. But then when I look back then, yes, for holidays for the most part, it was always, hey, we're gonna fix the kid's plate unless it was Father's Day or that person's birthday. But when they were just at home regular, I always seen from what I could see, my mother fixed my dad's plate, and then hey, at some age they tell us, hey, wash up, go fix your plate. But she always fixed his plate. But we would always, I don't know what it is, action wise, where we would say when we see a post like that, like, no, I'm gonna make sure I fix my kid's plate. Nah, I don't. So
I'm still on. I'm fixing my child. If my child is not of age to fix his or her plate, I'm fixing my child's plate.
That's how it was in my house too. My mama always gave us our food first, and then my dad ate.
Well, yeah, when you're not of age, because at this point I'm caring for you. But when you get to a certain point, and a lot of times I seen where she made 3 plates at a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that way it was just like, okay, I can take him his plate, but my kid's plates is made too. Yeah. So ain't nobody like waiting. Right. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you're gonna wait 15 minutes so this nigga finish eating. Hell the fuck no. Who the fuck is he? So I'm not saying, but it's just, I do believe. So my mama gave me some advice that my grandmother gave her a long time ago, right? So my mama, when they would argue or whatever, she would call her mom, and her mom was like, "Hey, that's your husband. You can't talk to me every day. You can't do this stuff. You can't do the things that you used to do because now that is your husband. You have to focus. And that is your home, and you're building your foundation for your future. And although I am your mother, at the end of the day, that's your husband,
right? That's who you're supposed to talk to first.
Exactly. Period. And that
people
to me
in your
was
circle,
a wake-up
especially
call.
if you have a lot of friends, do not understand that when you go missing after you have changed, it doesn't even have to be marriage.
But it
can
be
that you just got in a relationship and they want to be like, well, you don't go out anymore like you used to, or such and such, and then when you call, they're like, who are you? Like, why are you calling me? Like, you and disown them, like you didn't have duties to live your life.
Well, I believe that all of us, although we joke with each other and be like, damn, bitch, you been missing. Oh, this bitch all loved up. Bitch, we understand.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So we always understand. So at the end of the day, we might laugh. And for y'all who don't know us, we're a very joking family.
Yes,
so we will crack funnies on your ass and read you for feelings.
Slick comments and everything else.
And we're all
will be hurt.
Okay.
If you ain't got thick skin, your feelings will definitely be hurt because we comes with the heat.
Okay, and then we all tag team as well. But I always tell any of my family, like, regardless of where you go or how far out or anything, understand that you have family, right? So if you need me, call me, but you better need me. Like, I don't want the crying wolf. Exactly. Don't pull the crying wolf on me, because in the moment that you might really need me, bitch, I'm gonna lay in my bed.
I'm not coming. It only take one time for me, because I ain't coming that second time.
I mean, it might take me a little more than one time, but bitch, when I'm tired, I'm tired. When I'm done, I'm done. So, I love you and I can be cordial, but when I'm done, I'm done. So, I also feel like when it comes to a relationship, right? So, for me, I always say that in a relationship, I understand that there is a such thing as compromise, but I also tell anybody who's in a relationship, make sure that you have some shit that you're doing for yourself. Don't just be canceling plans because your relationship wants you to cancel plans. No, ma'am, stick to your plans. Because what you don't want to do is be codependent on someone else.
Yeah. That's actually idolatry for those who are interested in reading the Bible.
It's what?
It's called idolatry. You're idolizing your boyfriend or husband above who you're supposed to. So,
right.
Just do your research.
I always say that. I understand that everybody goes through this supposed honeymoon phase that everybody calls it, when it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting.
The butterfly stage. Yeah. You got the butterflies in your stomach.
I ain't caught butterflies. So, have all of y'all caught butterflies before?
Yes. Where you think Danny came from?
The butterflies.
Listen.
Yes, ma'am.
That wasn't butterflies. That bitch wasn't feeling butterflies.
She was feeling butterflies.
That bitch was. Let me tell you, I was there. That bitch wasn't even thinking butterflies when that shit happened. You hear me? I told that bitch what to do.
Exactly. That's why I said I had butterflies, because you told me.
It wasn't butterflies.
And I was not
She
listening
couldn't
to
hear
you.
because she was playing with them butterflies.
Well, let me tell you something. If them butterflies are shaped like penises and tall bodies, then bitch, I've had them. But I ain't felt no fluff. And it wasn't in my stomach. I mean, it might have been in my stomach. But listen. Y'all better cut it out. It wasn't just from looking at you.
But listen, no. That is true, though. Like, we'll be blinded in the beginning.
I mean,
Miss the red flags.
Not only just miss the red flags, but I don't think that we miss them. I think we just ignore them because we're more excited.
No, I think sometimes you can miss them.
Yeah, because you too into the...
I think you can miss them.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't see shit.
Because you be in the sky with the butterflies.
But after missing them, you start to, eye it out. Like,
it's been going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wake up comes soon after the
it does.
miss it.
I'll give you that.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really does.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I just feel like, unfortunately, and I hate this to just put this on women because I do believe men played a part in this, but we have shifted things like a dynamic. compared to the old days, right? So, I will also say that we also gained a sense of independence that women back then didn't have. So they stuck around for shit that they literally nowadays motherfuckers walk the fuck away from you like, nigga, who the fuck was you talking to? Compared to back then, bitches used to bring babies and drop them off on your doorstep, and you'd be like, fuck, I got another kid.
Yeah.
And this nigga come in the house like, oh shit, there's my other baby. And no explanation, no nothing, no conversation, wasn't no leaving, because at this point he was the breadwinner. There was a whole different dynamic.
Right.
Compared to now where the bitch bringing the baby on the doorstep and you hold on a second and you can pack this nigga bags and gave him to her and say, hey, he'll be at your house later. Right? So.
Or you leave the house to him and his baby and you be out.
No, I ain't doing that.
I knew she was gonna say that. But she protected her assets.
I thought you ain't gotta be there. You don't care what they do in the house.
I don't, but if I'm living in this house.
Sour Patch came in when she got that kid on the step. Bam.
I want y'all to understand something. A part of my worth and a part of when you ask, what do I bring to my table, right? A part of it is this. I turned that house that we living in into a home. I'm not leaving my home because you decided to go out there and play house. Fuck that. So, you can go to her house and maybe she can make that house y'all's home. But my home is still mine because I've decorated this bitch. I brought all the great aura in this home, and I refuse for y'all to live peacefully in my aura. Fuck no. You know.
See, that goes back to us walking away. I can just walk away, like, because I can do it again. I did it here, and I
mean, that is very
what
true.
made me say make another one.
That is very true. I can definitely do it again, right? I do have a problem. So my problem is because, again, if I can do it once, I can do it twice. I can do it 3 times. I can continue to produce because if it's in me, it's in me. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. Because at this time, my time is also valuable.
No, baby, I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do it bigger and better, and you gonna wish you was here with me.
No. I'm gonna build on to what I already have. I'm gonna show you what this bitch right here, about to be pumping and jumping. You hear me?
There has had to be some type of trauma in your past life where people used to take shit from you, and you said, no more.
Not now, never. You understand?
You need some healing.
Not ever will you take it. I put my name on every goddamn thing. You hear me?
I will get some healing in that same house that same home that he left to go play house with her. I'm gonna have a lot of healing because guess what? I'm gonna have a lot of space. I'm gonna have a lot of money to add the fuck on.
A lot of peace.
Tranquility. And once I become single, a whole lot of niggas because.
Because they gonna like you, baby.
And understand that we date from a distance. You gotta have your own kid. Because you can't come up in here fucking up my home that I made myself. You understand?
If I put one out, I'm gonna put another one out.
And the cycle continues.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. Oh, that is so funny.
So let me ask y'all a question.
What turns you on and off?
No, bitch.
What did she say?
What turns you on and off? I mean, bitch, if you want to put your business out there.
After hours.
I know you said you was busy today, bitch. Hold on. Wait a minute. So 22. Listen. So listen. My question to you was, now that we are older and we've seen certain shit, right? You decide to start. I'm gonna go one by one. Tart, you decide to start dating. Okay. What are the things as a girlfriend you would do now that you won't do now that you did back in the past?
There's no shacking up. Period. I mean, not until that ring come. I'm not living with you. I'm gonna have my own spot, like you said. I'm gonna have my own space. You're gonna have your own space. I need to know that you can take care of yourself without anyone else before you try to come and take care of me. I'm not putting all my eggs into that basket. Like you said, I'm protecting myself and my assets, and I have a son. I'm not about to be in a situation to where we in and out of different situations all the time. That's not healthy for him to see. So it's better if I keep myself over here and you keep yourself over there until we finally decide like we want to be together for the rest of our lives. So that for sure is one thing that I'm not doing.
So let me ask you a follow-up question to that till we decide. How long do you date someone before you say, hey, at this point, either you know you're going to marry me or you don't. Either you know I'm the one or you don't. How long do you date somebody before you be like, okay, this ain't either working or at this point, am I what you want? Because if not, I'm walking.
2 years to be nice. 2 years to be nice. I'm not going over 2 years. After that, you know. Because even like I've seen a few videos where men were saying they knew who they were going to marry within 3 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. They're married. They knew that they were going to marry their wife, who they've been with for a while, between 3 to 6 months. If not,
their clock is different.
At least under a year. They knew it was never over a year. No one ever said after a year they knew that they was going to marry that person. Mm. So I feel like after a year, if you don't know.
I don't think men contemplate on.
I got another year. I'm gonna be nice and wait another year, but I'm not waiting longer than that.
I like how you give grace.
Exactly.
Like some grace.
God gives grace every day, so why can't I?
Kee Kee, yeah. What are the things that you would do?
Oh yeah, wait. But after reading that book, I ain't doing too much cooking either.
Period.
Because she ain't found out she can get away with it.
Why? I mean, you know, I'm gonna cook occasionally, like you said. If I'm already cooking, because of course I'm gonna cook for my child. So if I'm already cooking and you know we plan on hanging out anyway, I'm be like, you want me to put you up a plate or something? But as far as you saying I'm hungry, no.
Yeah. Me too.
Go to Taco Bell.
Me too. What you want to get us?
Exactly. What you picking up? On your way over here.
I'm glad that you said that because me and Kee Kee knew this girl who was a friend of our cousin's, Shorty. And she was with this nice chocolatey man.
Girl,
Girl, he not gonna listen. They too hood for this. So listen, they can't even spell podcast. So check. No. Well, if they do, then they know we're talking about them. Hello.
Hey,
so listen.
Here she goes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Run up on me if you want to, baby. We stay strapped. So listen.
Oh my god.
The girl couldn't cook. They say her cleaning was horrible. Ain't gonna suck no dick, right? This man was giving her the world, baby. The world. He finally got fed up because she didn't want to learn.
No, they still together.
Nuh-uh.
Since when?
Oh, Shorty called me the other day and told me to tell you that it's been a couple of months, but I didn't tell you because
you trying to. Oh,
okay.
I hadn't talked to you.
But they talk every day.
It just hadn't come up. So, but he is available if you want him.
I don't. Okay, continue.
Who you trying to?
Come on. I want the story.
Cover up. So listen. But yeah, it was just crazy to me because I was just like, dang, he was giving her the world. And although in reality she couldn't really do I don't know if she could, if she couldn't, if she was playing her role. Mm-hmm. But
role got her fired.
Yeah, at some point because she wasn't trying to evolve.
But they had that conversation though. Yes. So if we have that conversation and he's like, look, this and this and this, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well this and this and this, where my ring at?
Yeah.
Because this is why I
want you to learn how to cook. I want you to learn. I want you to go over here. I want you to pay. I'm gonna pay for lessons for you to do this and this and this. Save your money and get me a ring, and then we can go learn to cook together. Because at the same time, it's still intimacy here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go do these things together.
Exactly, and that's where that year comes out.
Because I feel like just for me as a person, if I would never do this, but if I get with a man who don't really know how to use his hands, I'd be like, well, you know, I ain't at this point. Why waste some money to pay somebody when we both can go take a class together and then you can learn? Because in my mind,
but if he's willing to, what if he's willing to pay outsource?
I'm okay with that. Okay, either pay or play.
Okay. I mean, that's what
that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Mm-hmm. Like for me, as an independent, person myself, either I'm gonna learn how to do it or
pay somebody.
Or I'm gonna pay somebody. Mm-hmm. So you need to be able to do the same. I don't need you to look at me like, hey. Or, for instance, if you're a man who don't know how to work on a car, right, or change an alternator, or change oil, or change a tire, right? I was taught these things from my father. Our Father. I don't know how you got lost, but
I was too cute to go outside, bitch.
Right. He got tired of all of her calls, and he was like, "I'm gonna teach this bitch here."
What are y'all gonna learn?
So to this day, if I have a flat tire, I would get under a car in a dress. You know what I'm saying? Mm. But if I got with a man, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because I shouldn't have to. At this point, either you're gonna learn it or you're gonna pay for somebody to do it.
But would you teach him since you know how to do it?
I mean, I will show you a YouTube video.
Good question. Bitch. What happened to togetherness?
Right. Where did that bitch go? Why don't you just teach him how to do it?
Because she's not.
So you want me to get out of the car while my man watching me talking about some No. Now think about that picture in your head. No. Now it'll be different if
but
you
y'all
said,
supposed to be best friends. Y'all supposed to be able to teach
each other things. Okay, so we is homies. So if we
you could have walked him through it, you didn't have to be the one underneath the car.
Step by step. Grab this size tool. Unhook it, unlatch it, this, that, put that on there. I can walk you through it. Yeah. But the moment that you think that I'm going to go out there, there's no way that my hands are going to be dirtier than yours as a man. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, hands down. I'm laughing, but that shit's gangster's real.
I was just wondering, because you said you know how, so I'm like, okay, so will you teach them?
Indeed. Technically, if I'm riding with you bitches, I was sitting in your car like, well, so who we calling? Because, bitch, I want to know if you got a plan. But if you're in dire need, you be like, hey, bitch, it's the middle of the night. I got an appointment tomorrow.
And this man keeps driving past.
Right. And it's creepy out here.
You better show the fuck up.
Not only am I coming with the tools to help you, but bitch, I'm coming with the gun. Because bitch, that was two of us. One of us got to shoot and the other one change the tire because we got to get the fuck out of here. So, I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what about you, Kee? Did you answer that already?
No, I couldn't because she went back to talking. Ahead, you know how she do. Can I have the question again? I forgot.
What would you do differently? Differently.
That you did before, different from what you did before as a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I can think of. Yeah, because Brittany had a whole. Tart had a whole.
I had two things.
Had a whole
list. Go ahead.
So my thing is to not ignore the red flags. Mm-hmm. I don't want to give too many chances on those who cannot be loyal. I don't do well with liars. It is the biggest pet peeve. Again, I am that person who says, hey, what did you do today? If you went to Susie's house and you and Susie fucked, I want you to be like, I went to Susie's house and me and Susie fucked.
You're not going to get that.
But I need that. Because you don't know what type of day that I'm having. I know people gonna be like, Kee Kee, you crazy, but
there's reality, still some. There's not many.
Well, I understand the truth, but at the same time, if you can come out and rightfully tell me that out of your mouth, then be ready for me to cuss your ass the fuck out, because at this point, not only do you not give a fuck, but at this point, the way that you let it fly, you're disrespectful too. I went to Susie's house and I went to go fuck.
I mean, I asked you a question.
All right, well, now I'm about to get you in your shit.
And that might be the following. That might be following.
I had a friend like that though. We were dating and he was like, he asked me like, what are my expectations? And I told him, and he was like, well, I don't see myself being with one woman ever in my life.
Okay, so
and when he said that, did you listen to him?
So
did you listen to him or did you take that for play?
Oh, I took it for play.
Yeah.
And then
I'm a firm believer when somebody tell you something that you are to listen. When someone told me that they were not ready to date, I listened. But you know what? Some smooth lady went into his home or whatever the case is, met up with him and ended up saying, basically, you're going to date me. You don't think that you're ready to date, but you're going to date me. And she got that man to date him. But I mean, it was like 2 or 3 years later, they split. So was she supposed to listen to that man when he told her he was not interested in dating at that time?
So
but then I heard that they say that men don't know exactly what it is that they want. So sometimes they need a woman who is strong enough to push them to know exactly where they need to be.
Okay. I did listen, but I thought that I would be able to handle it because at the time I was like, eventually.
Yeah. the hope factor.
Was wrong. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So let
me tell you something about. So this is my thing. When you just like they feel like they need a woman to push them, and some men need it. No, let me tell you something. Don't no man need no woman to push him.
I don't believe that either.
When that man is ready, he is ready. Let me tell you something. You listen to what the fuck they say to you, and not what you. Not only do you listen to what they say to you, but you watch their actions.
Yeah.
Okay. So if this man told you in the beginning that I don't see myself being with one woman, girl, you should have been playing the field.
She probably was. Yeah.
What you mean?
She was.
Girl, what do you mean you couldn't handle
She
it?
was, but maybe
I couldn't handle having more than one either. Because when they both made me mad, I either wanted to poison somebody's dog.
Go get a third.
Or slash some tires.
Go get a third.
I knew that I didn't have the mental capacity to deal with multiple people. So that's why I just withdrew from all of it. Because I'm like, prison pipeline. I'm almost there. You know me.
Psycho. So... So for me, right, in the beginning, so in the day, if somebody told me like, oh, I'm not looking for nothing, I'm not ready to settle down. All right, I can handle that. But once you tell me that, you can't pop back over and be like, oh, I'm catching feelings for you, because my mind and everything that I'm learning about you has never been to get to know you in that way. It has only been for what it was.
It could be for me, though, because I've been in that situation to where someone says, hey, I'm not interested in a relationship or whatever case is, and that's fine. We ended up vibing, and yes, but the difference is I know how to keep my feelings in check. So even though I know that you're not looking for a relationship or whatever the case is, but we're doing us, whatever the case is, I'm okay with this particular relationship because I can hold my own. I'm still doing me. I'm still looking for potential this and this and that. But I'm okay with the entertainment right here.
Well, I'm not saying that you're not okay with this entertainment, but I'm talking about this entertainment that you have over here
being the only thing that I got going.
Comes to you later and was like, "Oh, I'm catching feelings." Like,
if I have feelings for that person,
no, I would never allow myself to.
Why not?
Because
all they said is that they was not ready. That's not what they wanted.
Exactly. So if you told me that's not what you wanted, no, fuck at that time. Girl. Because if you approach me and you like, oh yeah, this and this, you're letting me know what your intentions are at that very moment.
I didn't let you know that I was waiting on you because I wasn't technically waiting.
Category, so when I put you in that category, I'm not moving you from box to box, bitch. You're in that box.
What happens to seasons changing? People change during different seasons. They might.
That's wonderful. Come in and tell me that. Listen, at some point we might be able to make this work, but right now, I'm not in the headspace. It's all about communication to me. I'm not in the headspace to sit up here and handle a relationship. But don't let a month go by and you hop in a relationship with somebody else and I've been over here and you like, oh yeah, I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. We cool. And I still want to sleep with you. I still want to sleep with you. I still want to do this. I want to do that. And then you break up with them. And then when it's my turn, then I feel like it's my turn. And you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm not ready. No, bitch. Because at this point, I have placed you in a category. So for me, It's Rice Krispie cereal and Fruit Loops. If I put you in the box with Rice Krispies, I'm not gonna pick you up and cross contaminate you over here with the Fruit Loops. But you're a Rice Krispie.
Some people like to mix their cereal though.
Look at her.
Look at Psycho.
She say she like variety.
And that's why she's Psycho. Listen, not me. Baby, if you want Chex Mix, go get it, but not with cereal.
Oh my goodness! I was about to ask you something, but I forgot.
I can't. So for me, the way that my mom works.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. What? That's why I said I couldn't handle it, because if he was to end up being with one of the other girls that, I would be mad.
Feeling some type of way.
Exactly, because I've been over here really thinking that maybe this could happen, and then he
I allowed that to happen.
We had to get out of the limbo stage and out of the what if possibility thought processes. That will kill you.
One thing about it is once you are friend zoned or friends with benefit zoned, girl, you don't get out. And it's hard for us to be like, oh, at some point I'm gonna get out. No, girl. The same way we friend zone a motherfucker and friends with benefits them is the same way they do us. And we have no intentions of taking them out of those roles. Why? Because there's something about them that does not meet our needs.
That's right.
Our expectations. Yeah. You'll always be there, and I can give you that hope factor your whole life.
Yeah.
Just to keep you around.
I don't know, because some friend zone type relationships, I feel like the best type of relationships are based off of friendship.
Yeah. So I believe that you can have a friendship, but a friendship and putting you in the friend zone is different.
But friend zones can eventually become husbands because at that point, y'all are best friends. He knows you, you know him.
It could be situations. It could be anything which stops the process. Right. But
I mean, I think that deserves a communication. But there's
an exception to every rule.
Exactly. But I'm definitely down for. I would rather be with somebody that I put in the friend zone because at the end of the day, when you married to somebody, he's gonna be your friend more than he's gonna be your husband.
You better hope he was your friend.
When y'all mad at each other, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you're not gonna love him 24/7. You're not gonna be happy.
You can't have that communication if you don't have that loyal friendship in the beginning.
Yeah, you have to have that friendship, or it's not gonna last a very long time.
All right. So, all right.
You should know these things.
I mean, to a certain extent. So, the reason why I say this is because, for me.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. What about you? What will you do different?
So for those who don't know I say on this podcast a lot of times, looking for my husband, but literally in a relationship and been in one. We did take a break for a while. So, the things that I would do differently is, I'm cooking when I want to cook, and I'm cooking what the fuck I want to cook, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not doing all that washing. I'm not doing all that cleaning. Like, I'm gonna keep tidy because I like a tidy place. Mm-hmm. But baby, I'm not a maid. I'm not a slave.
So you're not gonna be washing his clothes and stuff like that?
I will. Okay. So if I don't have a full load, I'll wash your clothes. But if all my clothes is a full load, baby, guess what? You got next. I'm not shacking up either.
Yeah.
So if I come over to your house, right, and your house is a mess, and I know that you've been working 72 hours straight or whatever the case is, me as your girlfriend, I might come in and be like, hey, your house is a little bit of a mess. And if you're like, yeah, I've been tired, I might help you.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna do
together.
it. I'm not gonna do it for you. That's a wife. Mm-hmm. Not doing that. Well, do you need some help? I can help ease your load. And that's only sometimes. It's not all the time because I don't want you to get used to every time I come over here, it's me and you cleaning up your place. Right. Mm-hmm. No, these are special occasions. I want to let you know that as a wife, I can do these things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But indeed. As your girlfriend, it's not happening all the time.
Exactly.
Understood.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that one for sure. Is that it?
Unfortunately, I know some of y'all is going to hate me for this, but as a girlfriend, I'm also not sucking dick like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm not.
Baby, I'm out here I done changed a life. In my day. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Wait, did you say as a girlfriend?
Yeah, I'm not sucking dick like that.
Not as much as you would as a wife.
Barely. Here's your birthday. Christmas.
I don't believe it.
New Year's.
I don't believe it.
But I want to tell ya that as a wife, okay, as a wife, I like it. It's a sport to me. As a wife, it's a sport to me.
I have to object. Because in my brain, you're a whole freak, bitch, and you like nasty shit.
But I need you to understand that the freak is unleashed when I become your wife.
Exactly.
Not as your
bitch, you ain't nobody's wife now. I said you is.
Girl, I'm playing a good game, champ. I said if I become single again. You say I understand my red flags and my shit I'm in.
This must be for the future, Diamond.
You can call me Raven, bitch. I can see it.
All right. She said she did say things she gonna change. And
right now I am in a situation that is working for me. It is working for me. But again, like you said, I'm nasty.
Mm-hmm. Okay? I know. I'm the one you sit and talk to up at night.
If you become a porn star for a boyfriend,
you ain't getting wiped
at all. What the fuck?
This is some bullshit. How I'm supposed to limit to what the fuck that I like to do so that you can wipe me up?
Because at this point, I got to do everything. Hold on to it. I got to experiment and do everything that I ever wanted to try with you.
No, we're not fucking up my body and my life.
What you gonna do when you a wife? What you gonna surprise them with?
Nothing.
My brain is open for any and everything.
Ain't no plugs. Nothing. Ain't no plug.
Bitch, who went to the store and got those?
Me.
Exactly.
But ask me, have I worn them? Baby, listen,
bitch,
when my husband...
You That bitch getting raped. That bitch almost called me on the goddamn video call like, ooh, you see that? Shit, it lights all different colors.
As my sister, I showed you, but ask me, has that man seen it?
She couldn't wait to get
ask
with
me, has
the
that
shit.
man seen it? He has not, and I'm going to tell you why.
What I want to tell you, but what it is, I can't tell you what I want to tell you. But what I'm going to tell you is, if you believe that this bitch didn't go play with that goddamn plug, use a goddamn fool.
I did.
You want to know why you did it? Think about it. Why you did it? Because you was like, ooh, babe, look what I got. Babe was like, okay, and you was like,
oh yeah, baby, if you kill a vibe, bitch, that's it. Bitch, if my asshole is lighting up with blue, green, and yellow, bitch, you better be happy. You understand? You better be like, ooh, come here, I got a carnival. So bitch, if you don't, baby,
oh my
we're done.
gosh. Okay, so
there's no reason why I got tassels on my titties and lights on my ass.
You better fucking know.
So you,
and I'm swinging from chandeliers. You better call me the circus.
So you're doing that during the engagement phases. So you would do that during the engagement phases.
I would spice up things. But you also have to understand, so yes. when she says my level of freak, so there is a certain level. So for me, I want to be able to experience more things. So I have not experienced dominatrix yet, and I'm very intrigued by dominatrix. Okay? And I want to be able to do both parts. I want to be able to be the submissive and the dominant. Okay? I want to be able to do it. But I have to be able to have a partner who's like, okay, you know, I'm this a little funny, this a little weird, this a little kinky. But
I'll try.
We'll try it one time.
Yeah.
I need someone who's fun in this relationship. Like I said, everybody's so serious.
Everybody is so serious.
I don't.
And what they don't understand is when it's me and you in this bedroom, it's just me and you.
And y'all supposed to be best friends. Y'all supposed to be able
to catch a vibe.
Exactly.
Just like you tell me to relax. Because I'm going to take care of you. And then when it's all over, if it's amazing, you're going to get a sandwich. Because cooking is for wives. Okay. But as your wife,
fuck that. If that nigga did it right, she went in there and cooked a chicken.
Okay, a full course breakfast.
She didn't give a fuck what her title was in that very moment.
That old bitch did. But the things that I would change,
got you.
You're gonna get a sandwich. She didn't add sandwiches this year. You're gonna get a bowl of cereal.
Some noodles, hot dogs.
But at this very moment. But in my mind, niggas don't do the shit that they used to. Like, niggas don't leave a scent in your bed anymore.
Yeah, this is
like
where
cologne scent. Like, you don't put on a nigga's shirt and walk around and be like, ooh, voulez-vous coucher, bitch. I don't do that.
You can't even get a man to entertain you at this point. You know, they want you to do all the entertaining, all of the talking, all of the ideas, all of the babe, let's go here.
Working for the pussy.
I have not seen a man get out the closet a game of Twister or a game of, you know, dominoes or this and that and say, hey,
cards,
babe, you know, let's do it. Like Diamond said, let's get out these Nerf guns and go hide in the closet. When he came to work, put his gun on the table with a note like, let's go.
I'm
get
somewhere
ready.
In the house naked, find me.
Like, let's do it.
So again, if y'all haven't figured out who I am, the way that my mind works, our mind works. But at the same time, these niggas ain't even working for the pussy no more. Like, you can't hop in a nigga car and this nigga playing some Silk, some H-Town,
that's
some
because
that.
women aren't making them. Most of the time, women, they just...
That's because at this point in time, as women, we are so... That's it. Period. But because women have stepped up...
I'm Lucy.
Girl, I like Susie like Gucci Mane. And Gucci think I love her. So listen, I also feel like the reason why is because we have been placed into a role as women that we are so goal driven now. Like I'm not gonna say back in the day they weren't goal driven, but we are actually moving towards our goals and aspirations that we don't have time.
We're putting that
for
above,
the bullshit. So at this point, I still have a sexual need. And at this point, you have a dick. And I enjoy dick. Bring it here. And then it's like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas ain't having to serenade a bitch no more. So they thinking that with all these bitches out here, all these women out here, let me not say bitches, all these women out here, they no longer have to serenade. Well, I like to be serenaded. Okay,
you can't fuck the pussy until you fuck the brain.
My pussy enjoys coming into the house and hearing some 12 play with some roses and a little wine on the table. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, hey, this for us, girl. You see this? If I come into your house and you playing money bags, I think I love you and I love you not. I'm in hood bitch mentality. Yeah. My pussy ain't on no hey. My pussy on like, let's get these niggas. Rob them. That's what my pussy said. So rob them. So people have to realize that there's more to being a girlfriend and being a wife than just what we attribute to the eye or what we see on television. Because I don't know how many times that we looked at a movie and been like, damn, bitch, I want to experience what they just did.
Set it off. Let me put it out there.
Which one?
The scene.
Blair Underwood.
You better know it. He bought that dress.
Put it on the bed.
Yeah.
Put it on my body. Rub me down. Take me out. Eat me out. All of it.
It's going down tonight.
Come on, because you seen how she acted with Nate and that money. Compared to Blair. They showed you in that movie the two types of niggas. That bitch laid there and that man was humping and pumping. Pumping and humping. Okay. Oh, that brings me to the question.
Uh-oh.
When you're having sex.
I need music in the background.
Okay.
How many times have you told yourself, I'm an actress in this very moment?
A few.
To where you feel like at this point, you've had to act it all out.
Well, I'm not having sex right now.
Did you say?
I had some for you today.
You can have that. You know what I'm saying? Because, my husband deserves all of me. And not pieces of me. But.
All right.
Back in the day.
Okay.
Back in my old and golden
was saved and sanctified.
Before I took my purity seriously. I was definitely an actress.
She gave you a little bit of taste on the mic just now.
Okay. Baby, y'all thought y'all was on the phone sex operator anyway. That bitch gave you pauses, dramatics. Okay.
But yeah, shoot.
It's horrible.
It is. It's terrible.
It's horrible. Like, damn, you can't tell the difference from when the pussy happens to what she's saying.
No, to this day, it seems like every person that I've ever been in intimacy with believes in their heart of hearts that they have caused or orgasm. And it has never happened during sex in my entire life.
She's the oldest out of all of us, by the way.
I feel like sex is a spiritual, I'm very spiritual. I'm a spiritual person.
I believe that.
I feel like it's a spiritual experience, and if you're not spiritually linked to them, you're not going to get that orgasm. That's why a lot of women don't get those orgasms.
I don't know. I just don't think that it's so for me.
Because the best that I never had, we were very, very spiritually linked.
Oh, girl, she put two berries on that. You know who you is out there, whoever she's talking about.
Hey, you know who you
she's
are.
Still waiting on her husband.
You're not it, though.
Sorry.
That's the same person that said that he don't see himself being with one woman, so.
Oh, is that the devil?
The devil. That's the devil.
Girl, well,
it
was definitely spiritual.
Definitely. It was the wrong side of the spiritual.
So listen, for me, it was all about. I had to actually let go in my head. So when it finally happened for me, I was like 27.
Yes.
I had to actually let go in my head, but I was also hot in a motherfucker.
That does contribute.
In that very moment, I was just like, okay, all right. I'm doing my thing. When I'm high, I become a superhero. Dun, 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 right? So I'm doing my thing. Pow, pow, clink, clink, clink. And finally, I was like, something's happening. You know what I'm saying? Something's whiffy up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, here I am. So when it happened, I was like, dang. So I thought about it to myself. And I was like, I wonder if I could make that thing. It wasn't them. It was me. Mm-hmm. I just used them to do it.
That's right.
So I was like, I wonder if, because it was my first time orgasming. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, okay, bitch better win blind. You know what I mean? So, an amazing feeling. So I was just like, okay. Well, I wonder if it was only because I was high or whatever the case is. But like you said, I do believe that it is
You entertained yourself in that moment is what it sounded like. You had an orgasm with you. You just used that nigga.
Yeah, because my eyes was closed. I concentrated more on the feeling and my thoughts, and I let it take me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand that. They just be like, dang, I sound like you use me as a tool. Well,
I did.
It's almost like
you did your job. So,
right,
sir,
you had
your
to be.
purpose.
You had to be in sync with them anyway, because it wouldn't have happened if you wasn't.
Yeah, so it had to be either that or I was super high. I was on a different plane, baby.
That definitely contributes.
But when it happened again, I wasn't high. But it was more intimacy before.
Well, now when you say intimacy, do you mean like foreplay?
Foreplay, so mind fuck, all of that. Okay, so it was a whole shebang.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a whole day that led up to it. So this whole day, she was screaming like, "We're gonna give them time." Right?
Oh yeah, you was there already.
Yeah.
But he didn't know.
He even got there.
Period. He didn't know. But my brain was like, "He's gonna get it." So when it happened. I was like, okay, I'm not high. This is great. And then it was happening for so long. I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, maybe I can only do this when I'm high, right? So then it was some dialect happening between the two. And it was at that point, once the dialect happened, because I'm starting to think that he noticed too, like something was a little off. But once the dialect happened and we got on the same vibration, baby,
it goes down into...
My life was changed.
It goes down.
I looked at that man in that very moment and was like, I don't know what that was,
but it was amazing.
Good, and I don't give out good jobs. Good job. Good motherfucking job. I don't give out good job. The diamond normally gives out, are you all right? You okay? You all right? I know. All right. I told you I ain't braggadocious.
All right, let's wrap this up, ladies. Final thoughts.
Don't be a wife as a girlfriend, and don't be a girlfriend as a wife.
Amen. Second all of that. And don't ignore any of the red flags, okay?
That's what you got, Key?
That's it.
All right.
You ain't got no final thoughts?
Yeah. Since if he ain't Jesus, he ain't worth waiting on.
Oh.
And I'll say amen.
Amen. No even change.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Clownin with My Cousins podcast.
Make sure you check us out on all of our social media platforms.
Got something you want to discuss? Hit us up in the DM.
Bye.